Hello, BookTube. I saw recently a few videos in a row made roughly at the same time by channels roughly the same size, carping about BookTube, criticizing it, saying largely the same things about how it's productivity obsessed, how it's numbers driven, how it's blatantly insincere, people claiming to read 100 books in a year, how it's cliquish, and also how it has ruined the reading of the booktubers in question. That's been either the title or the theme of probably four videos that I've seen clustered in time recently. Uh, and that's had an effect on me watching those videos. Sure, it's easy to watch a video like that and just sit there point by point refuting, as I was doing mentally. I was watching these videos and I was saying, well, no, BookTube doesn't do that. You're doing that yourself. Or, BookTube doesn't prioritize that. You just think it does because you're bringing that baggage to the videos that you watch. Or outright contradiction. Whenever any one of these channels says, BookTube is always urging you to read more and buy more, spend more on books, that I'm not going to say you're just bringing that to BookTube. I'm going to say you're lying. On that point, you're just lying. Show me a BookTube channel that has ever done that. No one ever does that. That's just you making drama where none exists. But all the rest of it was genuine perspectives. BookTubers saying, the community activities are dumb and the community is obviously fake. It's all a numbers game. It's all so shallow. It's commodifying reading. It's so connected to the ethos of book talk, which is entirely negative. that it's seeping up all of those negative qualities on their own. I watched these videos. I probably shouldn't have. After all, I'm not the morale officer of BookTube, and if somebody is doing BookTube and doesn't like it, well, I love it. So, that's really their problem. Except for two things. Two factors that led me to make this video, which I'm not really sure how to position this video for a couple of reasons that I will explain. One factor that made me to make this video was that one of the videos that I watched, the booktuber in question, said, well, I've already made 20 videos, 30 videos, so I'm basically stuck with BookTube. The algorithm has locked me in here. I don't really have the option to leave and start over. And I responded to that out loud to the screen, saying, "The hell you are! we don't want any hostages here. You're not doomed to make BookTube videos, even though you hate it and think everybody connected with it is a dumb jackass. Now, not only are you not obliged to do that, but we'd very much rather that you didn't." That was thing number one, is that one of those channels actually said something as ridiculous as that. And then the other thing that prompts me to make a video like this is that people will find those videos. Prospective booktubers or new booktubers will find those videos and may be convinced by things that aren't true, by a negative view of a community that just isn't real. So I was originally going to make just a cheerleading video about BookTube, as I've done before in response to videos like this, where I've watched someone say BookTube has ruined my reading, it's ruined books for me. I say, no, you're doing that yourself. BookTube is actually wonderful, and then list all the reasons why and cheerlead from the rooftops. I'm very happy to say that this time I don't have to do that. Ted Red instead did a video, maybe in response to these same videos, listing not 5, not 10, but 20 good things about BookTube. I will leave a link to his video down below. I couldn't have put it better myself, as to all the good parts of it. So I don't have to do that. But it's still stuck in my craw and made me want to ask if there's maybe something that I'm not seeing. I'm a big fan of BookTube, so I view it as at least theoretically possible that there is something I'm not seeing. Some negativity that's crept in. I know for sure that a lot of the mind frames and attitudes of book talk are creeping in around the edges of BookTube. And that's very bad, because book talk is entirely full of people just blatantly lying about their bookish experience. They want the bookish vibe, the bookish aspect they don't want the actual thing. They don't read. They complain about reading as an activity. They complain about the number of words on the page. They complain about it, but they show you massive glitzy hauls of books. They like the aesthetic of being a reader. There is some of that on BookTube. There are some massively popular channels that exist only to traffic in that aesthetic without the real thing, without the reality behind it, as I've been saying for the better part of a decade now. But mostly BookTube is not that. Mostly BookTube is free of that, except that there's more and more of it creeping in because it's so successful on Book Talk. And if you can heavily monetize one channel lying about the reading that you do, well, why not heavily monetize two platforms lying about the reading that you do? It's possible, if that is creeping in around the edges, that there may be negatives to BookTube that I'm not seeing, because I love making multiple videos a day. So I thought I would raise the question, a kind of discussion video, and ask. And that raises problems on its own, as I mentioned, because with a video like, is being a booktuber being corrupted, or is it bad? The videos that I watched were not people talking about watching BookTube. They were videos, people talking about making videos. Which means that on that level, if I wanted to discuss this, I would have to ask my fellow booktubers. But the simple truth is that most of my fellow booktubers don't like me. Most of the people who like me on this platform, who I like very much in return, are viewers, not booktubers. But there are some booktubers who like me, enough of them so that I can ask a split-screen question about this whole subject. One half of my discussion going to other booktubers, my fellow booktubers, whether they like me or not. Has the experience changed for you in the last year, let's say? Has it darkened for you? And then the other half would be to viewers, to people who watch BookTube, readers who like watching BookTube. Has that experience changed for you recently, in the last year or so? Something that would explain the rise of these videos of all these people griping about BookTube and saying that they don't like it, that there's nothing sincere about it, that all the people are cliquish and they exclude other people, and they're fake and phony. I was watching these videos and I was thinking, I don't know what BookTube you're watching. I really don't. This little corner of BookTube, the inclusivity is very real. It is very, very real. You'll feel, if you start a channel, you'll feel it right away. Of course, it's possible. One of the videos that I watched, it's definitely true. But it's possible that other people are also just addicted to griping. That can happen. If you if you are addicted to making a woe is me type channel, well, then that's the kind of video that you'll make. And no amount of positives will change that. But what about from a viewer's perspective? Those of you out there who watch BookTube but don't make videos. I'm actually curious about both perspectives. And if you're just a viewer, I'm assuming, first of all, it's not a hard and fast distinction, because a lot of booktubers watch a lot of BookTube. But I'm assuming here that you have some sort of ad block. I'm not even talking here about the annoyance of putting up with ads that are every 3 minutes, blocks of ads that are every 3 minutes. I'm assuming that you're blocking ads in some way or other. Certainly I do. I pay to have them blocked, and I wouldn't ever think I wouldn't watch BookTube at all if I didn't do that. But I'm leaving that out. I'm talking more about the videos themselves. There's a lot more booktubers every week. Is there too much of a profusion? Do you enjoy watching BookTube as much now as you did, say, 2 years ago? Adjusting here for maybe the thrill of a new discovery, factoring that out. I myself don't see it. I think that BookTube as a community, at least I watch hundreds of BookTube channels. Most of what I watch, and the channels that I watch seem more vivid and alive than ever. There are more and more connections. There's more and more fun. The more we get to know each other, the more we get to do events and buddy reads and tags and whatnot with each other, the more we get to know each other's sense of humor, which allows for broad-scale, multi-channel joking around, which is something, first of all, that's found nowhere else online. but also that's wonderful. It's absolutely divine that if you can get 30 people who are all in on the same joke and all joking in the same way, oh my God, I see all of that and just love it. But I may be biased. I make more BookTube videos. I make more videos than anybody on the platform. I'm invested. I invest some time in this. So I may not be the right person to look at it. So what about you? Either my fellow BookTube video makers or my fellow BookTube viewers. I guess basically what I'm asking is, I'm not naming any names for these dumb negative videos, because I honestly think, I don't think it, but there's a part of me that cannot dismiss the suspicion that they're partially making these videos dishonestly, just because drama gets views. So if there's even a chance that that is true, that that was part of the motivation, the last thing I want to do is leave a link to any of them and actually encourage that. But watching these videos all in one group, basically over the span of 2 weeks, at one particular moment in one particular year, has made me think, is this a problem? Is there something going on here? Has the vibe on BookTube changed? I don't see it myself. Certainly not in the precincts, the channels that I mostly watch. No. But what about you? Do you see it? Do you see any grounds for, this sucks, but I'm stuck here? Do you see any grounds for that? Or am I just imagining things? Or worried about nothing? Let me know. This is a let me know. Kevin Toll reads let me know video. This is a discussion video for both groups. My fellow BookTube video makers who can hold their nose long enough to deal with me, and the viewers who watch all this stuff. Have you noticed a shift or a change? I would love to hear about it. Any aspect of it at all. You can either leave a comment, on this video, or you can email me. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Just a discussion video. It was on my mind. It was on my mind yesterday to do, but I'd already made a bunch of videos and the day reclaimed me. But let me know what there is here, or if there's anything. So I'll wrap this up for now, and I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.